as someone gets older, 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, are there things that we should just say, okay, look, those are childish things. I'm going to put them away, and then I'm going to focus on things that are more suitable for who I am and where I need to be. And just kind of as a preface to that, how has aging affected your training?
Great question. Well, aging is inevitable, so therefore change is inevitable. It just has to be. But if you still have your high school, college mentality and you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you're going to tear your rotator cuff. You're going to blow out your knee. You're going to screw up your back. You're going to end up with sciatica. And there are ways to mitigate those things. It doesn't mean that you have to stop training hard. You just have to start training smart. You know, a lot of people can continue to do the workouts they did then, but they're going to have to maybe back off on the reps and back off on the weight. You know what I mean? I would suggest go to more body weight, gravity type exercises and get away from trying to do the bench pressing and trying to do the heavy squatting. And you know what I mean? And a lot of people who are still hung up on wanting to get bigger, lift big, get big. Yeah, that's true. But is it still necessary? Is it still that important to you? I mean, we're getting back to my first answer, right? And I'll get into how my training has changed to a degree. What people need to do is add new stuff. So the recovery mindfulness category of this lifestyle is more important than ever, more popular than ever. You know, I mean, I have foam rollers and I use them. I have a Theragun and I use it. I have an infrared sauna and I get in there. I have an infrared mat that I lay on. I have a cold plunge, which I absolutely despise, but I do it. I have a regular pre-workout, post-workout regimen, warm up, cool down, really important, right? I have a regular yoga practice. Every Friday is an hour, 15, hour and a half session, always trying to, work on that. You know what I mean? I have separate stretch routines that I do. And most people just want to start and they want to finish and they don't want to do any of that stuff because I don't have enough time for that stuff. I barely have enough time for my workout alone. All right. And then the other piece of and part of the recovery is what you're putting in your mouth. Certain foods, certain beverages cause inflammation. And that inflammation occurs not only in your organs and in your pancreas and your liver and in your esophagus and in your digestive system and in your stomach and everything else. That inflammation happens in your joints. It affects your tendons and your ligaments in your body. The wrong foods, fat, sugar, salt, and chemicals over and over and over again in processed food is weakening the muscles, weakening the tendons and the ligaments and your bones, right? So everybody knows calcium's good for my bones. Well, duh, you think your ligaments and your tendons and your muscles are like my new protein powder has HMB and vitamin D3, massive doses that helps muscles actually grow without having to do much. And when you do much, it's a whole lot better. I mean, I'm 65. There she goes. You know what I mean?
Flexing again.
Still lean, still vascular, still strong. But at the same time, you got to be, if you want to do what you did to a certain degree, you got to add all this extra stuff. And sleep is important. Most people are sleep deprived and dehydrated and malnourished, right? I mean, and that get that in order. Most people aren't drinking enough water. They're not their sleep is terrible. They're not getting enough of it. This is all part of the recovery process. And then last but not least, it's really learning how to change gears. Maybe you add Pilates, maybe you go hiking instead of sprinting on the track. It's really understanding that age is happening, so change is happening. Can you change with the age as you age?